Welcome to Zoe's Treasures, where the vibe is vintage. Buckle up.
Hey everybody, welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name's Tracy. As always, I'm here with my husband Noel. He's behind the camera doing our graphics and running all of our cameras tonight. Tonight is our every other week we do a flash sale reverse auction type show. Since Whatnot doesn't really give us a reverse auction feature, I just kind of make it up as I go. I just make it work the best that I can. So there's a couple of items listed in the auction tab. We're going to be running those. Every time I run them, the price may be just a little bit different. So get it while you can. And then the flash sale. I have a whole list here that I'm going to show you the item, run it on flash sale. And again, every time I run it, it'll be a different price. And you don't know what's coming. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with running an auction first. And we're going to go ahead and do this one. And we're going to run this at the auction price listed to start with. But this is a place setting. I have two of these available. This is Princess Anne China. And it is so pretty. Look at the vibrant blues and oranges and yellows on here. Love this China. Thank you for sharing the show. And it is the ostrich.
Thank you.
Of course, I can't read it. Ostrich China Golden Duck by Princess Anne. And what I love about this is that the pieces are kind of like a mix of pieces where you have really beautiful, not stained, not crazed, and then you get another piece that's full of crazing and full of staining. So it just kind of gives this really fun, different look. So this is a, what did I say, 6-piece set. You get your teacup, saucer, and the teacup. You're going to get another little saucer. You get a big bowl, like a soup-sized bowl. You get a bread and butter plate. And then you, of course, get that dinner plate with it also. So we're going to go ahead and run this one. And let me drop the time down. That is up and going. Hope you guys are doing good for this Friday night. I'm so excited it's the weekend. I just love Fridays. I do. I love my job, but wow, it's a stressful job. So I love Friday nights. Like doing the shows. I look forward to it. Tomorrow I have the Country Cottage show. It's already loaded. Everything's preloaded in there. So you can check that out. Thanks for looking at this. Let's go ahead and do one of our reverse auction items. Let's start with this one. I don't know what it is. I have a list of numbers here, so we will see. All right. First up is this gorgeous piece of art glass. I'm going to go ahead and pin it so you can see the normal price on it and all those details. But look at that green and blue. This is a nice, really thick, heavy piece of glass. And it's almost like it's in applied stripes. A little bit of a ponton mark down there. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of glass. Would make a great centerpiece bowl. And we're going to run that as a flash sale. We're going to go ahead and do 35% off. We're going to run it for 20 seconds. And that is up and going. Gorgeous, gorgeous bowl there. Let me see if I can get it. Nope. Look at me. I can never figure out like the camera angle here. We'll get it. We're just going to leave it just like that. There we go. I am terrible with that. I can't tell my left and right on a camera to save my life. Thanks so much for taking a look at that one. I do have some items already in the bin that I have put on flash sale, so they're going to run for about 2 hours. We have them on flash sale. So we have some vintage books, just some miscellaneous stuff, things I had more than one of. I went ahead and threw them in there. So if you're flipping through the bin items, you will see that sale price next to those ones that I have. Yes, my love, what are you trying to tell me over there behind the cameras? All right, there we go. All right, let's go ahead to our next item. Let's see what we have coming up next. This one's really cool. This is an antique piece. So this is an antique shaker. It is a pricier, but if you look at these, like the comps on these, they are close to double what I have it listed for. Gorgeous, gorgeous shaker. This is antique glass. Has this little, probably silver-plated lid. But you have that white and pink speckle going on in there. So you have this antique shaker, well over 100 years old. We're going to go ahead and run that on flash sale. And it is up and going. 50% off on this one. Beautiful, beautiful shaker there if you collect those. Thanks for looking at that one. Let's see what we're doing next here. When I have this little crock, this is so cute. So looks like your little basic brown crock, but I love the lid on this one. Look at this, pretty, pretty blue, and it has that little butterfly and flower. It just adds a little extra touch of something special to the crock. It is in perfect condition. Please ignore all my little stickers. Those help me keep my inventory kind of in line the way it's supposed to be. And we are running that one. It is going now 50% off, up and going for just $6. What an adorable little crock. No chips or cracks. Oh, thank you. I love doing the chat show. Thanks for looking at this. I have so much fun. Like, doing the chat show just energizes me so much when I get, like when we're all done with it. So I think I drive my husband nuts because I'm like bouncing off the walls afterwards. All right. We have a gorgeous little vase. Isn't this perfect for like right now, like in the summertime? It is orange with a little bit of white going on in there. There is a tiny little black speck right there. No idea what that is from, but it's not super noticeable. And look at the top of that. It just has the funnest little folds going on. The bottom says handmade, genuine, hand-blown, Japan. So we have some stickers down there saying that that is from Japan. Beautiful vase. Let me pin this so you can see the details on it. It is 7 inches tall. And we're going to run that at 40% off. And that is going now for just $6. So pretty. I really like this part. That's my favorite. Thanks for looking at that one. Let's do, I have one random item tonight that I just didn't list. We're just winging it. It is a vintage clock. I am going to run this. So the comps on this are upwards of 100. I don't know. I'm just not up for running it for that much. So we're going to drop the price way down on this, but check this guy out. This is from Sirocco wood. And so that's what it says on the inside here. Oh, it's upside down. Maybe I should hold it the right way. So this opens up. It's a little dusty and dirty. It can be cleaned up. It says Sirocco in there. As far as like working condition, I have not tested it. It does have the cover. It does close. It is like show you the back. That's what the back looks like. I'm not sure how these work exactly, but how gorgeous. If you can like take some of that rub and buff on here, that would be stunning. So we're going to start this one at $30. It is up and going. Beautiful Sirocco clock. Even if it's not a clock, I have the old MCM clock hanging up in my house, and I don't even care if it's on the right time. I just think it's gorgeous. This is a nice, good size one too. Thanks for looking at that one. Sit him back down there. It's a little too big to put on my shelves. All right, let's do, what number? What are we doing next? Just did that one. Let's see, let's do 303. What is 303 today? This is our MCM piece. I love me some MCM. This is, who makes this one? Abco. It's an Alexander Backer, and it is a signed piece. It is signed right down here, and it's kind of like engraved in there, the signature, so I know it's hard to see on camera, but it is, there is that signature right there. Very MCM statue here of an Asian lady. It's in perfect condition other than a little dust, but you know, you can get that for free. That's a bonus right there. A little dust is a bonus piece. And we're going to go ahead and run her on flash sale for 50% off. And she is going right now 12 inches tall, super detailed. All right, thanks for looking at her. Let's see what do we have going on next. Free vintage glitter, that's it. Oh, I love that. That is right, vintage glitter. Perfect way to describe it. And I do not know where my item went. That's interesting. Let's see here. All right, we're going to come back and find that guy here in a minute. Not too sure where he went. Let's do this one. This cake stand is stunning. This one can be used as a riser, so it's clear glass, but you know what I say about clear glass? It's versatile. Use it at any time. And look at the etchings on there. I mean, the camera is picking it up so beautifully. You've got all that gorgeous etching going on. It's actually etched on the back, so it's nice and smooth on the front. Pretty pedestal base there. No chips or cracks. And that is up and going. Can't see the etching that way, but when I hold it up, you can see that gorgeous etching on there. We're gonna see if I can find this other number while that's running really quick here. Let's see here. You guys notice they switched up the seller hub, and now I can't find anything. Let's see, I'm just trying to find this other number because I had this one I want to run. Oh yeah, okay, let's try to get this running. Let's add it to a show. It is added to my show. Oh, I know, because I was going to run it as an auction item. That's why. I just got to remember what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, we're going to run this one. Now this piece needs a little work, but this is such a unique piece. This is an antique piece here, and it's really cool. So let me get over here and find it. All right, so let me explain this. This is an egg-shaped decanter. So you have this egg shape, and it actually has this metal with a hinge on it. Now the hinge is broken off. All it needs is a tiny little weld on there. It does stay if you're just displaying it. It stays fine. And it's supposed to open like this. The hinge, like I said, is not working. And then inside you have your decanter. So you've got the little decanter here, glass piece with a stopper. That sits right in the middle. And then you have 6 shot glasses around the edges. Now I've seen this described as a communion piece. I don't know if that's true or not, but you have the 6 shot glasses. There is one that was replaced and it's a little bit smaller than the others, but it fits in the holder just fine. This is Bohemian glass. It is antique, gorgeous, like gold decor. A little bit of it's wore off. And we're going to go ahead and start that one for just $7. And that is up and running. I just think it is so unique and so fun. Thank you for looking at that. Let's go to our next item. We did that one. Okay. If I have any Ironstone people out there, this is a set, a pitcher and cup. This is made by, let me get it going. Let's see here. Anchor Pottery. So it's a piece. I had all like 6 or 7 pieces of the big vanity set. I still have the huge basin and the big pitcher. I've sold some of the other pieces, but these two go together. So this is the pitcher. Look at that green, how beautiful with the gold decor around the edges there. it is crazed and stained on the inside. Now this is old. That's crazing and staining you're seeing in there. And then you get the cup, or like the mug that goes with it. So they would fill this with water and leave it by their bedside, and so they can get their drink in the middle of the night. We're going to run this on flash sale for 35% off, and that is up and going, both pieces for $24. Let's see if we can turn it this way. I need a bigger riser here. Thanks for looking at that. Oh, and I just kicked that clock. Let's move that out of my way. All right, let's go on to the next thing. This is another MCM piece, but I think you can use this in a lot of different settings. So this is a really thick ice bucket. So it's a little bit smaller size, but it could be more of a personal size, like you can put it on a bar if you're having a party. So people can get their ice out. How cool would it be if you had some of that fun shaped ice and you put it in here? So you get a plastic tong thing, those can always be replaced. And then you get the gorgeous glass here. This is a metal handle. And then I like this black base on here, this little pedestal. So it looks small, but looking at it gives a nice kind of black bottom to it. I just think it's pretty neat. We're going to run that at 40% off, and that is going right now. Welcome in if you're just joining us. My name's Tracy. This is Always Treasures. We are running flash sales tonight, a few auction items. There are some flash sales going on within the bin that I set to run for a couple of hours. So if you're scrolling through the bin, look for those sale prices. All right, let's see here. I always have platters. Almost every show I have some type of platter. So we have this one, and this one, it is something about this design. Yellow flowers get me every time. I have 3 of these. No, I had 4, I've sold 1. 3 of this exact platter because I don't remember that I have it, and then I'm shopping and I see it in the store and I'm like, oh, I love that pattern. And then I come home and I realize that I have so many already sitting in my stock. I had one in my own personal collection, used it for the longest time. Anyways, gorgeous, gorgeous platter. I just love the flowers on there. I just think it goes with any decor. It can be MCM, contemporary. It just matches. This one does have a little chippy back here, and it has a ton of crazing. So crazing, a little chippy, but it is gorgeous still. And we're going to run that for 50% off, 15 seconds, up and going. Just $5 for this platter. And it's a nice, good size too. 13 inches by 9.5 inches. Thanks for looking at that one. We have some plates here that are just a little bit different type of plate. And I think these would be gorgeous on a gallery wall. So the first one is this Homer Laughlin. Everybody loves Homer Laughlin. That's like, you can't not like Homer Laughlin, right? So this is a beautiful one, and it has Martha Washington on there. So classic historical figure, but I love the blue and the gold around the edges. It is in perfect condition, no chips or cracks. It's just so pretty. 40% off, 15 seconds, running right now. Beautiful plate. Look at how like you can just see that gold around the edges. I do not have George. I wish I did have George. I just have Martha. Besides, the woman's the most important one anyways. Thanks for looking. Then we have this one. So this next one is a little near and dear to my heart because it's Mexico. And since my husband is Hispanic, anything Mexico just automatically, you know, goes up in my book. But this is really cool. This is a commemorative plate and it is Staffordshire, so out of England, but it is a 1968 Olympics commemorative plate. And I just think that's really cool. And it's kind of simple in its design. We're going to run this one 70% off, 15 seconds, just $4.50 for that, and that is up and going. Let me turn it around. You can see the 1968 Olympics on there. If you know somebody that was born in 68, might be kind of a cool little memento to have. I'm close. I'm not quite there. I'm getting close to being my birth year there. All right, what do we have going on next? This guy has been hanging around. I got him around Easter time. This is made by a local artist. It is handmade. It's a piece of pottery, like studio pottery artwork here. It is a shaker. And look, it's just the most adorable little bunny rabbit. Nice big old fat body. You have the stopper there where the stuff goes in, not there. That's the tail. That's the stopper where stuff goes in for the shaker. And the little shaker holes right between its ears. It is signed on the bottom. Right here is the signature. You can kind of see that in there. Absolutely just so adorable. And we're going to run that 50% off, 15 seconds, up and going. All right, while we're on pottery, we're going to go ahead and go to this other piece of pottery. This is another one I've had for a while. This would make the most gorgeous like bowl to put on your like your coffee table. You can put some of those big orbs in there, or pine cones, or any seasonal stuff. Some baby's breath hanging out of here would look stunning. It is a signed pottery, signed and numbered pottery piece. Let me get it pinned. And I like that it has this variation here. So we have this part here that is not glazed, and then this part that is glazed in this really great green color. It kind of reminds me of like the waters down in Florida for some reason. It just reminds me when I look at it of Florida. On the back, you can see where it does have that, if I go the right way, signature and number on there. We're going to go ahead and do that as an auction, $7. Going now. It is running. Thank you so much for your bid. I appreciate that. It has these neat like bubble designs too. Not a design, I don't know, bubble aspects, features to it that are just really neat. I love pottery. I have quite a pottery collection, so I'm kind of partial to it. Rona, this is going to you. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's my husband playing around with his toys over there. All right. We have some stuff in our bin that's going now. So just to kind of give you a preview, these should be in the bin. We have a whole variation of vintage books. I did just put in that it would be a random pick of one. But if you like old books, if you're trying to decorate, use them for stacking purposes, they are in the bin on flash sale right now. So we have some different colors, different ages. So those are in the bin if you want to take a look at that. And they are a really good price, actually. All right, let's go back. We're going to go ahead and do this again. So this is a 6-piece place setting. It is the Princess Anne Golden Dusk. Am I right? Princess Anne, yes, Golden Dusk, 6-piece place setting. You get the teacup and the teacup saucer. They do, a lot of these pieces have crazing and staining on them. They're so beautiful for display, like just to set up a little like display in your china cabinet. You get the little, the smaller size saucer, like your dessert saucer. You get a soup bowl, a bread and butter plate, and then a dinner plate. And you can see that staining on there. So some of them just have some great staining. Of course, staining makes everything better, makes everything prettier. Like this one has just that gorgeous crazing on it. Some of them may have little chippies. Great display piece. It's so pretty. We're going to start the auction on that for just $10. And you get that whole 6-piece set. So when I get china, I often buy china just because I'm drawn to it and I like it so much. I usually try to put it together in place settings or try to sell at least 2 pieces together at a time. I just think it works better that way. But my favorite thing to do lately is to create the place settings, because then that way you get a variation of pieces at a good price. Let's take a look at this glass bowl. Is there anything you guys are into? Stuff that you collect? Anything specifically when you go into shows? Because I am always happy to go and try to pull something out if I have it. All right, so we have a piece of art glass here. This is another one that would be beautiful on a coffee table. I would probably fill this up with like fun candies of some sort. Or you can just leave it like this, but it is a nice thick glass. You know, a glass that just feels substantial? That's how this feels. Then you have the applied. My husband says he'd put fish in it. They would die. Don't put fish in it. I mean, you could put fish if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. But you have the great applied stripes on here. We're going to run that one. And we're going to do this 50% off, 15 seconds, up and going for just $21. Beautiful piece of art glass. Any big plans this weekend? Maybe some betta fish? Maybe. That might work, yeah.
That's right. See, thank you, Southern Charm.
Oh my God, you're just feeding into his ego. Oh my gosh, he's never gonna let me live this down now. All right, I do not know why I do not, where this item is. Let me find this item. I had a Nippon vase that I wanted to do. Thank you so much for your purchase from the bin. All right, let's run this one on flash sale.
Oh, come on.
All right, Nippon is like, that's one of my major weaknesses. I have quite a few Nippon vases that I've been parting with lately. CLM Farm, if anybody watches her, she got one last week. I have this one this week. This is beautiful. So this is over 100 years old. These are all hand painted. Nippon is famous for its gold details and accents. This one has a little bit of paint wear on the handles. A little bit of the gold on the handles has wore off. But it is gorgeous. It's like a little village scene here. And just the detail on that is so pretty. And it's all hand done. No chips or cracks. These are in perfect condition. You can see it from the top there. And then you have your Nippon mark on the bottom. We are going to go ahead and run this. Well, let's do it. I'm feeling great tonight. Let's do this at 55% off for 20 seconds. It is up and going. Beautiful, beautiful piece. These look stunning. I have a Nippon vase in one of my bathrooms up on a shelf. I have like, it's like a greenish colored bathroom, but it just kind of blends right in. If you like any of like the antique flower paintings in the big gold frames, stuff like this fits right in with that decor. All right, what are we gonna do now? So usually on these shows, I don't have a whole lot that I do just because I'm running through more of the, like the higher price or the valuable items that I'm then marking down. Well, let's see what we have. Let's do this one. Let's do this shaker again. So this is an antique shaker, pink and white. It is the splatter, like splatter glass. It has nice ribbing on there. Probably it's not sterling, probably plated, silver plated. Just to be safe, I'm not gonna call it sterling. It's probably plated, but it is beautiful. These are highly collectible. And if you happen to be a collector out there, today's your lucky day. We are gonna run this for 65% off for 50. Up and going. Thanks for Let's see here. What's next? What are we doing next? Let's go back to this orange vase. This orange vase is going to go home with somebody. This has been in my house too long. It's going home to somebody today. Look at this beautiful vase. You want this vase, right? Orange and white. Beautiful vase. Let's pin it. Look at that, like folded up. It's almost like that handkerchief style at the top. It is hand blown from Japan. Flash sale. 65% off. 10 seconds. Up and going. Hello, hello, Bee and Fox. How are you? Thank you so much for your purchase. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and move that out of the way here so I don't pick it up again. All right. What are we on? Let's do this one. This stunning cake platter. So you know cake platters, you don't have to use them for cake platters. These are great at coffee stations, and you can put like your creamer and sugar on them. They are great risers, so like you can always do something like this and use it as a riser if you're a seller. Okay, my husband's like, leave it like that. There are so many different things you can do a cake platter, use for a cake platter. You can also use these as a charcuterie board. How about that? Charcuterie boards are all the rage, at least they were last time I checked. But to have a gorgeous platter like this, you can see that decor on there, for a charcuterie board would be pretty neat. We're going to run this on flash sale, 50% off, 10 seconds, up and going if I can click the right buttons. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know why I'm drawn to cake stands. Cake stands, sugar and creamers, like always. I don't know, maybe it's just like an occupational hazard, because like I think everything, I'm drawn to everything. I keep like, I want it all. Let's take a look at this one. So this is Anchor Pottery Ironstone. It is part of a vanity set. So it is the pitcher and the cup, and normally they would put like water in here and then like have it on the bedside so that you can have water. But just putting this in a cabinet or putting it up with your other ironstone, it did not say that it's sold unless I missed it. Hold on. No, but I'd be happy to run it again. Let me run this and I'll grab it and I'll be happy to do it again. Sure thing. All right, we're going to run this one really quick, and then we will run the cake stand. What number was this? I was just on this. Here we go. All right, so we're going to run this one. Ironstone, Anchor Pottery. It's crazed up. It's stained. It's beautiful. We are running it for 55% off, 10 seconds, and then I'll get that cake stand ready. Oh, Natural State of High, thank you so much. You know, I thought it was so cool when I went into your show and you were like, you know, there's all these different sellers and we all come from different backgrounds. Thanks so much for looking at this. And you were just talking about the different backgrounds, and you're so right. Like there's so, you never know, like somebody's like what their background is or what they're going through, but we all have whatnot in common, and we're all kind of trying to do the same things. So I just think it's really cool. I love that no matter what our experiences are, that it can bring us all together. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. See if I got the right number. That's not the right number. Let's find the right number here. I should just type cake and find it quicker. All right, here we go. Cake stand, gorgeous, gorgeous cake stand. That etching is, oh, it gets me every time. We're gonna run this as a flash sale. I forget what I did, but let's do 50% off. I forget whatever it was before, but 50% sounds pretty fair. All right, there we go, 10 seconds. Beautiful cake stand. Up and going. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Bee and Fox. the more I do talk shows too, it's like I feel like I'm meeting more and more people, and I love it, like on Whatnot. All right, let's look at, what's this? 485. What's 485? That's our bunny. We just did the bunny a little while ago. Let's do, we're going to do the ice bucket. All right, what can we do with an ice bucket? I always like to come up with fun uses of things that maybe are outside of the ordinary, that I'm sure we can do something with an ice bucket. I don't know. Any ideas? What would you guys do with this? I guess you could put you can use it as a planter. That would be kind of cool. A vignette. Yep. Put like your doily and some other stuff coming out of it. There you go. That's probably my favorite idea for this, is a vignette. Thank you. This is just really cool. It is thick glass. I love thick, heavy, substantial glass because I feel like I'm not going to break it as easy. A floating candle, bar cart. Look at that. See, tons of ideas, great ideas. And I just love this little black on the bottom because when you set it down, it makes it, the black like radiates out. I think it's pretty awesome. Now we're going to do this one. 55% off, 10 seconds, up and going. Perfect, and it's just the right size. Yeah, it's not like this big one. It's just the right size. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Jessica. Going to you.
On its way to you.
All right, we're gonna, let's see here. I missed something. Oh, she beat you. Yep. It was a good grab. All right, where are we here? I should have wrote descriptions down. I wrote numbers down, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't too smart. I should have put some descriptions on here. Oh, you know what? I haven't done a giveaway I had some giveaways here. Let's do a giveaway. Let me get one started. I am doing gift cards tonight. Normally we do like Zoe's Treasures, My Vibe is Vintage stickers, but because I'm already running flash sales, I thought we would do giveaways. So let's go ahead and get that started. This is for a $5 Starbucks card. So that is what the giveaway is. It's $5 Starbucks. You'll get an actual card. Open to anybody. You don't have to follow me. You just got to click a button. That's all you got to do. I do have some items in the bin that are on flash sale. There's like 8 or 9 items in there. So if you're flipping through, look for those sale prices. And with that, we're going to go ahead and do... Oh, okay. My husband's over here telling me what he wants me to do, so let's do this. Oh, thank you so much. Let's do this egg again.
Thank you.
This is really neat. All right, this is actually a decanter set. Now, I've seen it when I was doing research. Somebody had titled it as a communion set. I don't know. This looks to me almost like another bar cart type item. I'm not too sure the churches are going to be having a decanter and some shot glasses hanging out up by the pew at the front there. Oh, my shirt says, My Vibe is Vintage. Let's see here, we'll move this. That is kind of like our phrase there. If you like the shirts, they are on my website for sale. I have a couple different designs, have hoodies, t-shirts, some other different types of merchandise. And I'm trying to constantly add new stuff. My husband will throw the website up there. It's zoestreasures.com. So same name.
3, 2,
oh, there he goes. He's going to run his little thingy.
Zoe's Treasures has officially launched. Come check us out.
I will include
www.zoestreasures.com. Yes,
sometimes
that
I'll
is
have
Zoe
items on
with
there
an
that I
X.
don't put on Whatnot. Especially bigger items that I can't sell on Whatnot. But the merchandise is there. All right, so we have this that I don't think it's a communion set, but you know, people can call them whatever they want to call it. It is really neat. It has, so you have like the metal piece here with all the little holes in it to hold this, and you've got a little and the 6 probably somebody broke this one at one point and replaced it. But the call out on here is that it was hinged. There is a hinge right here, but it has come off the top. It sits nice. It fits great if you're just displaying it. It's just that it doesn't hinge anymore. But we're going to run it. And we're going to run this at 50. Actually, we're going to run it for $5. It's not flash sale, it's an auction. Okay. 20 seconds, $5, up and going. It's just really cool. Thank you so much for your bids. I think it's just a neat kind of collector piece. I think it's one of those pieces that spark conversations like, oh, what's that? Ginger Snap, that is going to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have, let's do number 890. We're going to take another look at this Nippon vase. Thank you for sharing the live stream. All right, so we have a Nippon. Nippon just sounds so fancy. Beautiful gold. I say stuff like that, and my husband's like, oh my gosh. Just absolutely stunning. This is all hand painted. I'm going to get as close as I can so you can see this gorgeous detail on there. All hand painted. No, because it's a Nippon, the mark is down there, you automatically know it's from before 1920. I've dated this one around 1910, I want to say. Let me get it pinned. And my husband's freaking out. He's like, hold it with two hands. I'm like, I'm fine. It is just an absolutely stunning vase. There is little paint wear up here on the handles. No chips or cracks. And I mean, it's 125 years old or what, 115 at this point. I would expect a little bit of paint wear. We're going to run this as a flash sale, and I am going to do this really, really low. We're going to really give you a deal today on this one. 10 seconds, 70% off. Absolutely beautiful Nippon vase. I was saying earlier, I have a couple of these in my house. Thank you so much, Jessica. That is going to you, and you're going to love it. It is so beautiful. I have a couple Nippon vases that I have around my home, and I just love them.
Welcome
I actually have another one here. I'm going to run and grab it and put that on flash sale too really quick here, because this one's absolutely stunning. Let me just grab it really quick. In the meantime, my husband will talk to you.
And congratulations, Taco Cat Lady. You will get a Starbucks card. Yes, thank you. Thanks for joining us. And Ms. Jessica, welcome to Gold Level.
It does not glow. No, I wish it did. Because glowy things sell like that. Yes. I was at an antique, talk about glowy things. I was in an antique mall the other day, and they had a vase, not a Nippon. It was a green glass vase, and it was like kind of white and green, and I swore it was a glower. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I want that. The price was right, and of course you always carry your light with you, and it didn't glow, and I'm like, I would have bought it if it glowed. All right, so we have another Nippon here. This one I've had in the back of the shelf because part of me doesn't want to part with this, but it is not mine to keep, it is mine to sell. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up here on flash sale today. This is another one, Nippon, over 100 years old. This is actually a little more than 100. We dated this one late 1800s. And this has a bird and kind of like a foresty lake scene going on. The gorgeous blues and purples on here. Look at that bird and that, I don't know if that's lavender, I don't know, some type of purple tree, but that bird is what got me. And then it's like no spot is left untouched. Everything is just done so beautifully, and it is a Nippon. So we're going to go ahead and run that one. And let's see, how much are we going to run this one for? All right, let's do it. We're going to run it 70% off, 10 seconds, up and going. Such a pretty one. This one, thank you so much, B and Fox. That is going to you. Congratulations. These are absolutely just, oh, I love them. I wouldn't part with them if I didn't have a couple of my own that I do keep. But They
Welcome
are
to
beautiful,
Gold
and that was
Level.
one of my favorites. Let's take a look at this here. This is a set of a banger, yes. All right, this is a set of Princess Anne six-piece place setting, fine china. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to eat off this anymore. One, this is stained and crazy. This is more of a decor type piece. But having all 6 pieces gives you a little versatility. You can separate them, put them in different cabinets. You just got a vase and it was shattered. Wrap it in good bubble wrap. Not your own. I'm just saying. Oh, we will wrap it as best we can. Our goal is to get it to you in one piece. Oh, that's so sad. I bet you were heartbroken. I'm sure the seller was heartbroken too that I got broken. I will do everything I can to make sure that you get it in one piece. I promise. So I was saying about this, the 6 pieces, they're fun to like kind of separate. You can also, thank you. You can also kind of set them up and display them differently. So that's why I like to do it all in 6 pieces. And plus it makes it a better deal. Oh, my packaging. Thank you very much, Unicorn Dust Designs. Thank you. So you get the cup, the teacup, you get a plate. Now these 2 look almost brand new. You could probably still use those. Then we start getting into the pieces that are crazed and stained. And of course the crazing and the staining makes it better. Oh, I'm so glad they got to you. I worry about things. Like when I send them out, I do worry until like they arrive. Then you get a soup bowl, a bread and butter plate, and then my favorite is this 9-inch dinner plate. And I don't know if I can get it in the light there, but it just has the most prettiest staining on there. So you're going to get all of those pieces to do fun displays. You can break them up, use them separately in vignettes. And we are going to run that for 20 seconds, up and going. And that one is auction, not flash sale. Thank you so much for your bid. Paranoid. Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's like, as a seller, I get nervous shipping stuff. We did Battle of the Best. Jessica, thank you so much. This is going to you. We did Battle of the Best, what was it, last weekend? And my item for Battle of the Best was a 24-inch L.E. Smith swung vase. So big old huge glass swung vase. And like my husband wrapped it, then he put cardboard around it, then he wrapped it some more. So like it's a little nerve-wracking as a seller. You want people to get the stuff appropriately. All right, let's see here. Let's see what else we have. Let's run some more. I'm just trying to run through my numbers. I swear next time I do this, I'm going to write down the titles instead of just my numbers. It'll make it so much easier. Look at this cutie pie. Does any of you guys like pottery? This is a little pottery piece. I did pay up for this. Not that has anything at all to do with you guys as buyers. But I paid up because I thought it was absolutely adorable. That's exactly what she should have done. Put cardboard. Oh, yeah. And he is just so cute. Look at that little face. This is a piece that you can use it at Easter, but you can use it all year round just because it's a piece of pottery and it's cute. It is a shaker. It is an original piece. It is signed by the artist on the bottom. That's just my inventory sticker. I'll take that off. And then over here you have the little hole. If you were to use it as a shaker, you could. I think it's more of just a gorgeous little decor piece. We're going to run that 75% off. 10 seconds, up and going. Just an adorable little guy. Thanks so much for looking at him. Does that bother you guys at all? Where did I read that? I read I don't know, on Facebook or something, because everything on Facebook is the absolute truth. That people were complaining that they don't like when sellers do like him or her or like put a gender on an item. I do it subconsciously. I don't even realize I'm doing it. We have this glass bowl. It does not glow. What is that? Oh, that's like a bubble piece on the outside. Okay. It does not glow, but it's still pretty cool. It's heavy, thick glass. Has this applied applied glass around the edges, green, alternating green and blue. I love the colors for spring. And I like that it's super thick. Oh, brother, oh, sister. Super thick glass. All right. We are doing this one. I've had this one for a little while. 75% off, 10 seconds, up and going. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful art glass bowl. Thank you so much, Jessica. That is going to you. I appreciate that.
On its way to you.
That was, no, what number was that? It was 647. Okay, let's look at our next number. I think we did that one recently. Let's do a different one. All right, my husband wants me to do the platter. Of course, I don't know what number it was, so I'm going to just sit here and actually, we're going to do it this way. We're going to go P-L-A-T-T-E-R. All right, my husband bought me an Apple keyboard. We use it. I have a TV that I look at, and it's all hooked to his computer. I am not a fan. Not a fan at all of Apple. Are you guys Apple or Android? What's the verdict here? I love my Apple phone. I cannot stand my iPad. Android, okay. I don't have an Android, but I don't like iPads, or this is like Apple mouse and keyboard. They lag. I don't like them. I can use the Apple phone. Love my Apple phone.
Again, thank you, Southern Charm.
The iPad drives me insane. So at my 9 to 5, they issued us iPads. We get computers, but they issue us iPads because we travel a lot and we teach. So we have like our stuff loaded on our iPad to walk around and teach. I can't get the thing to work to save my life. It is, I don't know. It's probably me. It probably is. All right, so we have this gorgeous Homer Laughlin. Mac is superior. Oh my gosh. My husband's office is all Mac. Mine is not. Beautiful Homer Laughlin yellow flowered platter. Couldn't think of the name of it. There is a little chippy on the back rim right there. You can see where my finger is. Depending on what you get used to. Yeah, that's it. Mac user for computers, but will never own an iPhone, but if given a choice. Interesting. See, I'm not, well, I like the iPhone, but I don't like the computer, so I'm the exact opposite. We're going to go ahead and run this one. We're going to do this one, 55% off, 10 seconds. This platter's up and going. Yeah, I just can't get used to it. I grew up on like Windows, but now I love my iPhone. I wouldn't trade that for anything. All right, thanks for looking at that one. All right, I think we're getting close to last call. I'm going to do a couple more items, but we're getting kind of close to last call. So I do have some stuff in the bin. On a Mac, yeah, okay, now you've just won over my husband right there. Graphics and video editing, that's kind of his whole thing. So I have some stuff in the bin that's on sale, things that I have multiples of on flash sale. They'll be running for about another hour if you guys are interested in anything. But I'm going to do probably just 2 or 3 more things, and then we're going to call it a night, go find somebody to raid. We have this piece, these 2 pieces here. Gorgeous ironstone. It's Anchor Pottery ironstone. It's part of a vanity set. I had got like all 6 or 7 vanity pieces. I still have the big, if anybody's interested, the big basin with the pitcher, like the big one. I have that still. It's hard to ship on Whatnot. We would figure it out, but it's just, I think I have it in my Buy It Now, maybe not. I actually do. I have it in my Buy It Now. It's just difficult to ship, and it's pricey. But we have this piece here. So we have the pitcher, which I love it. I love the flowers on there, and I love the green. Who did I get? Southern Charm. I bought a green pitcher from you, and it is in my antique case, and I love it. So I'm like all into green all of a sudden. And then you get this cup that matches. It goes with it. It does have all of like the original markings on the bottom there. They're crazed. They're stained. right, let's see. We are going to run that. I'm just trying to get it to click here. 65% off, 10 seconds. There we go. Up and running. I do love it. It is so pretty. I got this antique like curio cabinet. Jessica, thank you so much. This is going to you. I got an antique curio cabinet at one of my favorite like antique malls. One of the vendors was going out of business, and they had marked down like all their furniture and stuff. Everything was marked down really cheap. So this cabinet was like 64, absolutely. Like super cheap, and it's huge. It's this big antique cabinet. I love it, and it's in there. All that to say it's in there. That's 65, 64. Oh, I'll grab those and we'll run those on flash sale. Yeah, give me just a second here. I'll be right back. My husband can talk to you in the meantime.
All right, we got 64 coming up. Whoops, sorry about that. Trying to run different things at the same time. It's a little bit difficult. How you guys doing tonight? Hope you're enjoying the weekend. It's been raining over here. I'm fired.
You're fired. Oh,
Who's gonna hire me, Southern Charm?
What'd you get fired for?
Southern Charm just fired me.
That's it. Get out. But I can't run a show without him. I could, but I can't do it as cool as he can do it. All right. This is number 64. These are really neat. These are the Imari wine glasses. So it's like a porcelain on the inside. Some type of metal. It appears to be gold. I don't think it's like true gold. I think it's gold colored metal on the outside. They are in perfect condition. They're so pretty. We're going to go ahead and run those. Let's do them on a flash sale. I'm feeling great tonight. Let's go 40% off, 10 seconds. These guys are up and running. You fire him at least twice per show. Thank you so much for your purchase on this. Iceberg Louis, it's going to you. Thank you, thank you. I haven't seen your husband on your show yet. I've heard him in the background. I've heard him talking to you, and you put him to work. He's back there moving stuff around. What was it when I was watching? Maybe it was when I was driving the other day. It was pottery, some type of pottery. And you said he was like moving boxes of pottery around. All right. Let's see here. Let's do this adorable little croc. I like this because of the butterfly. He doesn't want to be. Mine didn't for the longest time neither. It was like a long, long time, and then he finally started to come on camera a little bit.
She forced me when she went to Orlando.
I did. I wasn't on camera when I first started. I probably did. Well, let me take that back. My very first show, I was on camera, and I hated it. I was uncomfortable. It felt weird. I did not like it. And then probably for like 8 months, I wasn't on camera. I had a light box, and I had a setup, and it would face a light box, and I didn't show myself. All right, so we have this little. Can you fix my cameras? Cameraman, do your job. Come on. Thank you. All right. We have this little croc. I love the lid. Blue, but look at the butterfly. Isn't he cute? Look at that butterfly and flower. All right. Dark colored croc on the bottom. No chips or cracks. Let's see if we can have this go home with somebody tonight. 65% off, 10 seconds. Up and going. Adorable little croc. Thank you so much, Rona. That is going to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Let's do, this is going to be the final item. And then I say that unless there's request. I'm always happy to take requests, and I'll keep going. But we're going to do this clock here to see if we can get this clock going tonight. All right, so this isn't, it's not going to be for $1. I'm just pinning my random item, but it is going to go really, really low. So this is a nice one. It's in one piece here. It is beautiful. Look at the design, all that scrolly kind of stuff going on. Let me show you up close. Just so pretty. If you were to take some of that rub and buff and kind of put it on there, or if you paint it some other way, it would be stunning. It is Sirocco wood. I think I have it upside down. It is Sirocco wood. I'm going to show you the back. I do not know if it works. I have not tested it. It's like a wind-up type clock. Or did I have it right? No, I did have it right to begin with. It goes this way. All right. So we're going to go ahead and run this guy. If I can peek over it. 35, absolutely. We'll do 35 next. We're going to run this for $20, which is a heck of a steal for 10 seconds. Up and going. Yep, and 328. Thank you so much for looking at this. All right, those two are back in my storage. Let me go grab those. And I'll be right back and run them. Give me 1 second.
Stay tuned. 35 and 328 coming up.
All right, so let's do this first because I have this one up. This is 328. These are so pretty. So this is, let me pin it, Royal Winton Grimwade's Creamer and Sugar. This is out of England. It is the prettiest maroon color with like these blue and white flowers on it. So you get this perfect, like these are in mint condition. Creamer, and it is a unlidded sugar bowl. Never had a lid, wasn't made that way. And of course, you've got all your Royal Winton marks on the bottom. We are going to go ahead and run those. And we will run them as an auction. And I'm going to drop the price in half. 10 seconds, up and going. Thanks so much for your bids. And Jessica, that's going to you. Congratulations. All right, and then we had the other request was for one of my favorite things ever. These are my Ken Edwards Tanala napkin rings. And of course, we're going to give you a good deal tonight. That's what my Friday nights are about. All right, so there's a story behind these. If you've been in my show, I apologize. You're probably going to hear the story for the umpteenth time. But I actually got these when I was in the city of Tanala in Mexico on a trip there. So they are original Ken Edwards. If you don't know, Ken Edwards is an artist out of, was it Idaho or Kentucky? Anyways, he was a U.S. artist who, what are you doing to my screen?
Sorry.
What, you're hiding me. I can't sell stuff like this. Come on. All right. He's over here just pushing buttons. Ken Edwards was fired again. That's right. Southern Charm says you're fired. Out of here. So Ken Edwards was somewhere in central United States artist who then studied Japan, like Japanese art. Then he moved to Tanala, Mexico, opened up a pottery studio, and that's where we get all of our Ken Edwards pottery. So these are really cool Ken Edwards signed napkin holders. They also work great to put towels in a guest bathroom. Thank you so much for your purchase from the bin. And we are going to go ahead and run these. Great deal tonight. 50% off, 10 seconds, and they are up and running. These are so neat. I just love these. Thank you so much, Rona. Those are going to you. You know what? I had a little box.
Thank you.
We're going to set them here, but I had this little box I was keeping them in. Okay. I think if there are no other requests, I'll give you a second here. We are going to go find somebody to raid. Let's see who's on. Do you guys have any suggestions on who to raid tonight?
Welcome to Gold Level.
I'm watching. If you know of any of your friends are on or anybody good. If not, I'm trying to search real quick and see who is on in our category. In vintage, you guys know it is Vintage in Bloom. So there's going to be a ton of vintage sellers on. Let's see, home. A ton of vintage sellers on because they're like Whatnot's running like a special where they're supposed to be promoting vintage sellers. Anyways, let's see who's on. So Flippin' Thrifty. Name sounds familiar. I can't place the face for some reason. Let's see. Flying Pig Thrifts. Have you guys ever been to Dagny's show? She's just the sweetest. Like, there's something about her that just draws you in. Let's go see Flying Pig Thrifts. Y'all have a good weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow at my show. Cottage Court's already loaded, so you can put your pre-bids in. All right, we're going to go raid.
Thanks for joining us. Buckle up.
Thank you. You too, Southern Charm.
See you next time